If you're in your late teens or your early 20s, I know you feel this uneasy pressure, this otherworldly pressure to perform. It's as if your clock is ticking. You're told that you need a career path, a 5-year plan. You need to get married as soon as possible. And while you handle all that, you also got to maintain your summer body. And if you miss one step, just one step, your entire life is ruined. What's going on, everybody? If you guys don't know me, my name is Joshua Moore. I go by Josh. That's what everyone calls me as. And this channel is meant to be like a big brother type of channel for my little brothers and sisters in the faith. You know, for those who are in their late teens, perhaps you're even in middle school. See, as a 26-year-old, I may not have as much experience as a 30 or 40 or 50-year-old Christian, but I have enough to give game to the rest of y'all young cats. All right. Do people say young cats? Okay. My bad. Look, apparently being 25 and older is like unk status. So I'll take it. All right. But seriously, though, as someone who's a little bit older, I want to give my younger brothers and sisters game. I'm going to go over 3 different things that I wish someone would have told me when I was 18, 19, or 20. I wish that these things were ingrained in me so I wouldn't have had to go through the things I went through for the past 6 years. But I've grown through it. I've lived to tell the tale, and I'm going to give you guys 3 things. So without further ado, let's get into the first thing. The first thing, Lord have mercy, you are more than your career. I can't tell you how many times when I was either in high school or even while I was in college, how many times I've had to face that question of what am I going to do with my life? Now, a lot of times, the people who ask these questions, family members, friends, or perhaps it was professors or teachers, and they obviously mean well. I mean, the question is meant to cause you to think about the future, right? The intention is there, right? The intention is to cause you to think about the future and really not just look at things without planning for the future. But a part of that pressure as a younger Christian, and in fact, if you guys are watching this video, I know you guys can probably attest to this, is the feeling of being locked into something. Feeling like, man, if I choose the wrong career, if I choose something I don't like, or if I choose something that God isn't calling me to, then I'm going to be messed up. I don't want to switch careers at 30. I don't want to switch careers at 50. I don't want to switch careers at 45. And so I want to go ahead and stamp it in. I want to go ahead and make sure that this is the career that I'm choosing. I'm going to stay locked into it. We even try to spiritualize it, right? I mean, we seriously try to spiritualize the whole thing of getting a career. Oh, God is calling me to be an electrician. God is calling me to become a teacher. God is calling me to do this, or God is calling me to be an entrepreneur or whatever. And so we try to make the career thing super, super spiritual. I'm gonna be real with you guys. Can I be honest? Your calling is to be like Christ. No matter what arena that you're in, your calling, your purpose is to be like Christ. To be Christ-like. Don't put so much effort and energy into what your career might be. And I wish someone would have told me this when I was 19 or 20, man, because there's so much expectation that you put on yourself as a young person, because you figure to yourself, oh, I'm going to be the person that breaks out the mold. I'm going to be the person that's going to blow up in my career. And so you start to think that your career is what defines you. Your career is what makes you who you are, especially when you hear stories about how our parents and grandparents have spent 30, 40 years doing the same job. So we start to think subconsciously, well, let me find something that I want to do for the next 30 or 40 years. When in reality, at 18, 19 years old, you don't know what you really want to do. You guys want to know the secret? when I went to school, if you don't know, I went to Morgan State University, and I went to school to become a journalist. In fact, growing up, I used to watch a whole bunch of First Take. I watched Stephen A. Smith. I watched Skip Bayless. And then as as players retired and gotten into the broadcasting business, like Shannon Sharp, I used to watch a lot of them. And so growing up, it was like, man, I want to be like Stephen A. Smith. I want to be like Skip Bayless. And something had changed. Like when I turned 21, it was right before I got out of college too. It was right before I graduated. Something had changed where I said, you know what, man? These journalists, they're on the road. They're constantly driving back and forth to different cities, or they're interviewing these people. And there are just certain aspects of this career that I don't like. And so after I graduated, I sat down and said, man, I don't think I want to be a journalist anymore. And that's perfectly fine, because you know what? My purpose, my calling is not tied to a career. So that's why I want to encourage you guys. Your career is not tied to you. Your jobs aren't tied to you. Jobs can come and go. Seriously. So don't feel pressured to be locked into a career. Don't feel pressured to want to do something because your parents want you to do it, or because you feel like your friends are going to be impressed if you do it. Because I know how it is, man, being young and you want to impress your friends, or you want to make your family proud. Don't do it for them. And like I said, I'm gonna leave the point alone. Your career is not tied to your worth. You are worth way more than any job or career that you partake in. So without further ado, let me get off of that high horse. Let's go to point number 2. Ooh, let's talk about dating. Now, see, I'm not going to sit here and go on a whole tangent about dating. I'm the last person to talk about it, honestly, because I've never had a girlfriend. I've never been in a relationship, and your boy is 26. But I will add this. I will say this. As someone who has made an effort to solely focus on dating, I mean, there was a period in my life, I'd probably say 19 to like, I'll probably say a little earlier than that. I'd probably say 18, from 18 to like 23. Those 5 years, I might even say 22, 18 to 22, those 4 years, my entire worldview, my entire mindset was, yo, I'm trying to get a girlfriend. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. And it just became a chase, and it became less about the actual person that I wanted. It became this thing of, I want to be in a relationship just to not feel alone. And I'm trying to give you guys game at 18, 19 years old, man. I'm gonna be real with you. There's a lot of things about relationships that is so much more than just the attractiveness. There's so much more to relationships than just, oh, she looks good or he looks good. You gotta talk about the character of the person. How do they react when they're angry? How do they act when they're irritated? It's so many more layers that comes with relationships. And I'm talking about romantic relationships. Maybe another video I'll talk about friend relationships, family relationships. But for right now, I'm talking about romantic, between a man and a woman, right? What I'm trying to say is, as me being 26, as someone who spent a good 4 or 5 years just trying to chase women, it's not all it's cracked up to be, man. It's not. And it becomes tiring, especially in the midst of today with social media, man. You got women saying certain things about men. You got men saying certain things about women. Everyone has their own opinion about what the dating manosphere looks like, or the dating stratosphere looks like. And it's really, really chaotic. So as an older guy, as the cool unk talking to his youngins, right? I just want to tell you guys to hold off on that. Some of y'all may have already got yourselves a little girlfriend. It is what it is. Some of y'all might got a little boyfriend, it is what it is. But slow down. You don't need to be married by the age of 18. You don't need to be married by the age of 20. If it happens, God bless. If it happens, it is what it is. It could just be a part of me feeling some type of way because I'm 26 and single. But that's neither here or there, man. It's not a pressing issue. And the way I think about it is this. I think about how, I want to say it's in 1 Corinthians, Paul talks about how he's single. Like, Paul never had a woman. And how there's a peace that comes with that. Guys, if you hear any creaking, that's my chair. Don't mind that, okay? But there's a peace that comes with being single. Your attention isn't split. That's the way Paul describes it. Your attention isn't split between your wife or your husband and God. It's not split between your kids and God. Because truth of the matter is, if you're in a relationship, you have to be mindful of the other person's interest. And you also want to follow God as a Christian. So instead of just jumping into relationships because you feel like, oh, I'm lonely and I need some companionship, really start to take inventory and say, do I really want to be in a relationship? Am I truly committed to being into one? Because you're going to have to make a sacrifice. And on the flip side, if you're single, you are devoted to the Lord. Your focus is on God, but you're sacrificing that companionship. What I'm articulating is, when it comes to dating, don't rush it. Don't force it. Take it from me, because I've been trying to force it and I've been striking out. Let's just call it like that. I've been striking out because I've been trying to force things instead of just cultivating friendships and seeing how everything goes. Right. But it's not this thing of, oh, if you're single, you're more holier, or if you're married, you're more holier. Like, if God has allowed you to be in a certain disposition, whether you're single or if you're engaged or married or in a relationship, then God has called you to that certain disposition. It is what it is. And instead of you crying and saying, woe is me and XYZ, learn to appreciate where God has you. I'm going to go off my high horse again because I feel like I'm rambling now. So let's go ahead into point number 3. All right. This one, boy, if I could make a video about this one. Ooh, the third thing that I wish someone would have told me at 19 or 20 years old is to get off social media. Man, I'm going to tell you something. Now, this last one is a little bit ironic. I get it, because I'm on YouTube and YouTube is a social media site. But in my defense, I have been off of Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok since 2025. Really, if you really want to count it, 2024. When people send me reels, I'll go on the browser and look up the actual reel. But I don't be on social media, man. And that's the one thing. If I don't get anything else out of this video, if you guys don't get anything else from Uncle Josh, get off of social media, man. Social media, it gets to a point where it screws us up mentally. The stuff that we see, the stuff that is populated on social media, it's not real. A lot of the stuff that we see is rage bait stuff. It's things that are there for clicks. They're there for views. They're not genuine conversations. They're not genuine. I can't even describe it, fam. It's not, A lot of it's not genuine. Now, you have pockets here and there where people are genuinely trying to give you advice. They're genuinely trying to help you. And it's hard to find those in and out in between. Like, it's kind of like looking for a needle in a haystack, finding the authentic, genuine parts of social media. Because for the most part, you got the art of comparison. You got people comparing their livelihood. You got people comparing their career. You got people comparing their looks. You got people comparing their hobbies, their body image. And it just becomes this cesspool. It becomes this cesspool of just, man, I like what he or she has. I want that. So now your brain is telling you, if I don't have that thing, I must be behind in life. And it's so sad because you're not realizing that what you have in your life, as little it might be in your eyes, it's something that is worth way more than a social media like or a social media presence. And I gotta keep reiterating this. I got two more things to say about this social media thing, and then I'll cut to the end of the video, man. One, a lot of the stuff that we see on social media, you have no idea how real or how fake it is. A lot of times when we see these people flashing their money, when we see these people flashing their jewelry, dude, half of that stuff, they probably got it knock off at Walmart, man. Let's talk about it. Half of that stuff that y'all claim that y'all do in relationships. Oh, me and my man do this. Man, for real, y'all are probably drowning in debt because you guys are trying to keep up with the Joneses. A lot of the stuff that we see on social media is not real, man. And we need to be mindful of that because when we see this stuff, it makes us think, oh, this stuff has to be real. If he can do it, I can do it too. Or if she can do it, I can do it too. But in reality, it's not. A lot of it's not real. Some of it's real, but a lot of it's not. A lot of it is cultivated. A lot of it is created. It's like a production. You know how in reality TV, a lot of those reality TV shows, they're staged. They have fake fights on there. A lot of those women or even the men on these reality TV shows, they're best friends behind the scenes, but because they have to create drama for clicks and views and to generate revenue, those friends are going to pretend to fight each other. And so social media has just become this cultivation of let's just find whatever gives us the most views. So we got to be mindful of that, my young brothers and sisters in Christ. And the second thing I wanted to say, I know I went on a long tangent right there, but the second thing I wanted to say was to be grateful for what God has placed in your life. A lot of times we may not have the 6-figure job that we see on Instagram. We may not have the $1 million home or the family car or XYZ, but we have a family that loves us. We have friends. It might be 2 or 3 friends that cherish us and loves us in a way that 1 million followers never could. And it's something to truly think about and to something to truly ponder on the blessings that God has given us. So without further ado, I'm going to reiterate the 3 points that I wish someone would have told me when I was 19 or 20. And then we're going to go ahead and get to the end of the video. Recap. Number 1, you are worth more than your career. You don't need to be out here trying to make the most money possible. Your money, your career is not tied to your worth. It's nothing wrong with wanting to provide. It's nothing wrong with wanting to make money. That's a big part of living life. But don't let that be your main thing in life. Number 2, romantic dating, love relationships. As an 18, 19, 20-year-old, if you're in one, kudos to you. But don't make it like, don't rush into things. Don't rush into dating. I think having companionship is a great thing. But if you're single, don't rush into things. Go meet people, but don't make dating and girlfriends and boyfriends your main focus. A lot of these things, I'm gonna be real with you guys. A lot of these things is not making these things the main focus in your life. But I'm gonna get to that in a minute. And then the last thing, get off of social media. Just cut it out. I'm gonna be so real with you. When I think about how peaceful my mind has been since getting rid of social media. Now, here and there, I overthink. I'm an overthinker. But man, it was 10 times worse when I'm scrolling on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter, especially Twitter. I'm not even going to go there. But let's go ahead and get into the last point. So I went over my 3 things I wish someone would have told me when I was younger. But now I want to give you guys just one last tidbit. I don't want to look at it as a solution, rather, but something to really just leave you guys to think about. All right. I want to go to Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. And if you know this by heart, go ahead and read it with me. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him, and he will make your path straight. Instead of trying to figure out what God's will for your life is for the next 5 years, instead of trying to figure out if God is calling you to do this or do that, ask God to help you follow him on a daily basis. Even Jesus talks about this in Matthew chapter 6, where he tells us not to worry because tomorrow will have its own troubles instead of focus on today. We should just take things one day at a time. And it's easier said than done. But again, this is a video from me as a older man talking to his younger brothers and sisters in the faith. Seriously, just take life one day at a time and ask God to give you the strength to follow him on a daily basis. We always talk about trusting God. And it becomes this thing where we trust him for money, we trust him for this, but then we don't trust him for other things. Guys, trust in the Lord. And the part about trusting in the Lord is not so much in trusting in the things that he can do for us. But I'm going to tell you something, man. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to end the video right here. There's so much peace that comes from knowing you're a child of God. You want to talk about feeling inadequate, feeling like you're not lovable? Christ loves me so much. He loves you, my brother and sister. He loves you so much that he died for us. So whenever we feel like we're not loved, we're not lovable, Christ loves us. Whenever we're worried about what may or may not happen, we can go to the word of God. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 25 and 26 says, have no fear of sudden disaster or of the ruin that overtakes the wicked, for the Lord will be at your side and will keep your foot from being snared. There's another Bible verse. I want to say, I forgot what book it's in. I know it's in the New Testament, but it talks about if God is for us, who can be against us? We have the creator of the universe on our side, but yet we sit here and we're worried about all these strenuous things. So, brothers and sisters, sorry for talking your ears off. But there's so much peace in Christ, man. I can't keep it contained. If this video has been influential, if this video has been edifying, please give it a like. Share it with someone who might be struggling with the pressures of society. And until next time, tell someone about Jesus. and I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right. Y'all be safe.